Before we get into the list, let me say something right up front. These are the scents that survive the cut. These are the ones I reach for without any hesitation, the ones I trust, the ones I recommend, and the ones that have their own individual identity. These are the 25 bottles that define my presence, plus a few honorable mentions. Now the soundtrack for today is Pete Rock and CL Smooth's Mecca and the Soul Brother, because it absolutely mirrors my list. That album is layered, it's warm, it's textured, it's so soulful. Pete Rock's production rewrote the rules. The dusty drums, the horns, the samples, that feels like instant memory. The same way that album defined a generation, these fragrances have defined my personal taste and me. Now we have 6 portfolio tiers on this one. We have the base assets, 25 through 21, their structure, reliability, and versatility. We have the mid performers. Now these are adaptive, they're day to night, and they're transitional. Now, the top liquid assets, these are the triple Ps, projection, power, and performance. Then we have our legacy layer, artistry, emotion, and timelessness. The masters, well, they're iconic and irreplaceable, and the Keystone, this is the number one. This is the scent that anchors everything. At number 25, we have Perverso from Baruti, perfumed in 2019 by Spyros Drossopoulos. Some of the notes, we had rum, tobacco, vanilla. The profile on this one, it's dark, boozy, intimate. It's an extrait. It's a small bottle, but it's a huge presence. So at number 25, we have Perverso from Baruti. This instantly made this list. Unique fragrances. You got to follow him on Instagram. Put me onto this one. I was like, hey bro, I need one for the winter that is gonna be my style. He's like, I got you. I wore this to church yesterday. Immaculate fragrance. It's rum, it's boozy. It's a little bit of that chocolate energy in it as well, but this one has some greenness to it. Sliding into the number 25th spot, we have Perverso from Baruti. At number 24, we have Roja Parfums d'Agalev, perfumed in 2010 by Roja Dub himself. Some of the notes: peach, oak moss, benzoin. The profile on this one is aristocratic, chypre grandeur. It's rich, it's complex, and unapologetically classical. Oof, I feel like we did feature this last week in our luxury versus budget. The number one chypre of all time, Rojas d'Agalev. This is elegance, class, in a bottle. Sensuality, with a little bit of mystery. You're gonna have to pay a hefty premium for this one. David and I found this for around the $450 to $460 mark last week. So at number 24, we have Roja Parfums d'Agalev. At number 23, we have Outlands, the hype beast from Amouage, perfumed by Cecile Zarokian. The notes on this one are leather, myrrh, incense. The profile, it's gonna be a little bit smoky, rugged, modern, and it's Amouage's masculinity in a bottle. Beautiful. Oh, almost beautiful. Guys, I gotta tell you, I was hesitant to put some of the more recently released fragrances on this list. This has been out for about a year right now. This is the hype beast. I see this all over the internet. Amouage really, they must have really added some dollar signs to their portfolio this year. This has been, out of most of the Amouages that I've seen released, the newer ones, this has been head and shoulders above the rest. Sliding in number 23, perfumed by my girl Cecile Zarokian, we had Outlands from the house of Amouage. Coming into number 22 slot, we had Mala from the house of Nishane, perfumed in 2022 by Christian Provenzano. Some of the notes in this one: saffron, oud, and amber. The profile is meditative. It's spiritual amber oud with grounded authority. Great catch. Wow, Shems, Nefs, Mana. I actually resold Shems and Nef, but the bottles are so similar. I shipped the guy the wrong one, but Umericourge is the hype beast from Maison Covelli. This one is more elegant. It's more refined, a little less off-putting than Umericourge. This is a beast. 2 to 3 sprays. This is actually my scent of the day today. Another Christian Provenzano classic. Oud, dark. Wow. What would be the season for this? This is more of a night out fragrance. He smelt this. I was like, I have to decant you a sample of this to take with you. This is going to be a good night out scent as well too, but not for the office, not for first dates, you have to be dressed a little bit more edgy on this one. And I would say this is going to be a little bit more for the younger crowd. I'm 50, I still rock this, but the younger crowd's going to love this one. At number 22, we had Mana from the house of Nishane. And at number 21 for our base assets, we had Marc-Antoine Barra's B683, the EDP, perfumed in 2017. The perfumer is the always classic Quinton Biche. Some of the notes, we're gonna have saffron, a hint of patchouli, leather, and the profile on this one is gonna be cleaned and refined. A little bit minimalistic, but it's smooth and extremely modern. Whew! David, look at the dead in this bottle. We featured the Straight last week. I went back and forth between the Straight and the EDP. Guys, the metallic and the woodsy notes in this one. At number 21, rounding out our base assets, B683, the EDP from the house of Marc-Antoine Barra, one of my favorite houses of all time. Moving into our mid-performers, this is your 20 through number 16. These are adaptive, they're transitional, and just like B683 EDP, they are going to be multi-purpose. Announcing our mid-performers, coming in at number 20, we have Guidance 46 from Amouage, perfumed in 2024, once again by Quinton Biche. Some of the notes, you're going to get that pair right off the rip, ambergris and vanilla. The profile, it's a more essential evolution of the OG Guidance. This one's a little bit more creamier. David, I hate that. Warm and hypnotic. All right, hit me, bro.
Do you know what ambergris is?
What is it?
It's whale throw. I watched a whole video on it because I kept seeing this note.
It's whale
like whale throw up. They extract it out of the ocean. So what they do is they light it on fire with wood and they lift their shirt like this and the smoke goes up into their shirt. And that's how they wear it.
Oh, look at that. I think that the OG Guidance will be just as good. This one's going to be a little bit more sharper. This one's going to be a little bit more pronounced. I know a lot of people said there's drastic differences. This one, not so much. Feel free to disagree with us in the comments, but man, oh my God, David. My wife's always like, that's too feminine to wear for you. I don't give a shit. I love this fragrance. When I got my OG Amouage sample set, this was the one where I was just like, do I want a bottle of this? I would, I keep that sample set up between, here you go, David, I want you to get with this while I'm speaking. I keep that sample set out while I was, maybe between sets at the gym down there working out or doing some paperwork for clients. I would always go back to that one. And I was just like, my God. Guidance 46. Check this one out, guys. Coming in at number 19, for our mid-performers, we have Dasmin, a 2018 release from Boadicea de Victoria. This one was once again perfumed by Christian Provenzano. You're gonna get a blast of rose, you're gonna get that saffron, that cedar, that patchouli. The profile on this one is gonna be warm oriental woods, a little bit of oud, so you have to have a confident presence. Hit me with the horns, 20. Da, 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 da. Woo! Boadicea de Victoria. And an enigmatic house. Dasmin is one of the sexiest, most elegant, classy fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. On top of that, if you like oud, the oud's not gonna be extremely animalic. It's not gonna be that funky, barnyardy oud. It just adds the right accentuation to the rose on this one. God, this one in the air. I wore this a lot around, I think I bought this fragrance in February this last year, and I wore it for probably 2 weeks straight. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. David, what do you get out of that one?
Or I think Oriental wood is a perfect explanation for that.
You get some oud?
Get a little bit of oud on the back.
Man, the very first fragrance I bought from this house was actually Ardent, which is a great rose fragrance as well. It just smelled a little too similar and redundant to possibly Noir de Noir and also More the Words from Georgiov. So, with that being said, guys, at number 19, we have in the house of Boadicea de Victorious, Dasmin. Number 18 on this list, we have Santal Magiscal, a 2012 release from the house of Serge Lutens. The perfumer is Christopher Sheldrake. Some of the notes, sandalwood, cocoa, and rose. The profile is going to be poetic. It's soft, focused sandalwood. This one is extremely romantic and refined. Whew, man, the juice. David, look at that. Wow. Is that not one of the most beautiful sandalwood fragrances you've ever smelled in your life? It's a dark sandalwood, but But doesn't it make you want to just go into a lounge and pick your vinyl and play it? It's a dark lounge and maybe even have a cigar. This is good to rock on days like today. You know, we're about to have the Christmas tree put up. Wow, guys. And you could buy this fragrance, I think it's under $100 right now. I've smelled nothing that is off-putting from this house. Number 18, Santal Magical from Serge Lutens. At number 17 on our top 25 fragrances of all time is Oud Assam, a 2014 release from Ranije, perfumed by Rania Jarno herself. The notes on this one, better love oud. It's got some patchouli, it's got some amber, but the profile is raw oud purity. It's earthy, it's smoky, it's sexy, and somewhat primal. Small bottle, big punch. This is the sexiest oud. This is amazing. Wow, wow, wow. You better like oud. Guys, this is not oud for greatness. This is not royal oud. This is not oud wood. This should have been higher. I'm sorry, Ryan J. This is 17. This should have been in my top 10. I wanted to dress up a little bit for this video again. GentStyle. My boy Robert Jones, hit him up on Instagram. Here is some amber in the dry down as well. This is a very affordable fragrance. Oud Assam, bro, hit me one time. Let's take it out of here. They've heard me speak on this a million times, but at number 17, we have Oud Assam from the house of Ranije. At number 16, we have Amouage's King Blue, and from the Opus collection, released in 2023. We have two perfumers on this one, Alexis Grujon and Hamid Barati Kashani. Some of the notes within this one, we're gonna have blackberry, although David says it smells like blueberry, patchouli, amber, and of course oud. The profile in this one, it is extremely unique. It's a little fruity smoke fusion. It's daring, but somewhat wearable. Actually very wearable. We're gonna say my favorite word here, David. You think we can get it right? Enigmatic. Enigmatic. This is a very divisive fragrance. I remember when this was released at the end of 2023, everyone was expecting imagination. Everyone was expecting hints of Reflection Man. Reflection Man is extremely overrated to me from the house of Amouage, by the way. But this has just gotten better with age. 100%, 100%. Holy crap, David, you do get that blueberry in this now.
I got that first. That was the first thing.
Yeah, I was, you know, guys, I'll tell you. The Silver Oud probably should have been on this list as well. However, I gifted that to my barber, Merrick. So he has a full bottle of Silver Oud. I'm thinking, man, I could get that in the secondary market for $200 right now. It's still priced at like $4.99, $4.50, as it should be. But I also had the Oud All Yotar. So, a little bit redundant. But with King Blue, oh, you do really get that, bro. You do really get that blueberry now. That's crazy. You said that. All seasons, yay or nay?
I think I'd have to wear it on my skin, but
We're here, put a little dirt on. Take us out of here. At number 16, we have King Blue from the house of Amouage.
that might actually be one of my favorite Amouage scents.
I feel like every time David comes over here, I'm like, hey, smell Fate Man. Hey, smell. It started with Purpose 50, and then it went to Fate, and then it went to Decision, and now it's like King Blue. I'm sitting here watching this dude.
It's really
Damn, maceration is a thing. It's kind of a myth to some, but it's a thing. And that fragrance has gotten so much better. I've had it for a year and a half, maybe going on 2 years right now. That fragrance has gotten so much better. So now we are approaching our top liquid assets. These are high return. These are high impact and bold statement making fragrances. Number 15, we have Carbone, the EDT or the EDP, take your pick, from the house of Beaumont, perfumed by, once again, Quintin Biche. The notes on this one are violet leaf, black pepper, vetiver. The profile is smoky, green sharpness. This is massively underrated in the fragrance community. This just came out. This is the EDT. I love the EDP as well. I think the EDP may have dropped, I think it was a 2024 release. Big shout to Chris from the Dry Down for putting me on this one, by the way. But it has become probably one of my most worn scents this last year. I actually said, David, hey, you know, I'll just give you the EDP if you want this. And earlier he goes, I don't know. funny, the next one in our number 14 spot reminds me a little bit of this one as well, but man, I really love the EDT because what it did, it toned down the boldness of the EDP, which made it very difficult to wear. I don't mind wearing it, but you may. The EDT actually dialed back a little bit. Believe it or not, David, I wore this in 80-degree Walt Disney Orlando heat the last time we went at Balmain. How many times have we mentioned Quinton Beach already? 3, 4? You can tell he's one of my favorite perfumers. But about all the fragrances we featured, you know, whether it be Guidance, whether it be B683, this is a strong departure from each one of those. Disregard Fragrantica, guys go in there and put shit down before it's even released. Oh, this smells like Guidance, this smells like, oh, this smells like Florida Narcotic. No, this is extremely masculine. I would say it's very easy for us to reference Dressed in All Black. This is it. This is it. And the bottle even signifies the reference. So at number 15, we have Carbone. Guys, you could pick the EDP if you want a little bit more push, or you're just as fine with the EDT. At number 14, from the house of Stefan Humbert Lucas, we have Black Gemstone. A 2013 release. This one's perfumed by Stefan Humbert Lucas. Some of the notes, you're going to get a hint of oud, a labdanum, and an amber dry down. The profile is dark, resin luxury. It's polished, it's powerful. It is going to be a conversation starter. Woo! Dust Magnet. Love this one. It's crazy I put this at number 14 right after Carbone because they do kind of not similar profiles, but it's going to be that same environment. With this and fragrances like Oud Sat Mood, I want to always say like caramel. That's what I always think of with Oud Sat Mood in this one. You get like a thick, syrupy, like molasses kind of note, like a caramelized. What do you get?
I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but this reminds me of the smell that you get right when you light a bottle rocket on the 4th of July. It's like smoky, but it's like you want to keep smelling it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Denny Rawling put me onto this back in might have been 2021, going into the front end 2022. And I first got this as a sample. I was like, what the is this? But wow, you know, I love daring scents. I love extremely masculine scents, but you gotta be confident to pull these off, guys. Some of these are not gonna be like, hey, blind buys. They're not gonna be like, oh, Eric, what are some of I wouldn't even recommend some of these to some of you because I don't want to get the hate, you know, 2 years down the road. But man, if you guys want unique, daring, stellar, one of a kind, individuality is a big part of this list. Scents that are not your norm, scents that really set themselves apart as far as a scent profile, whether it be longevity, whether it be, I want an experience, man. I don't want a linear fragrance to just kind of ride with me the whole wearing experience. A lot of these are going to change. So we have Black Gemstone from Stefan Humbert Lucas. At number 13, we had Blonde Amber, a 2017 release from the Elegant Classy Clyde Christian. The perfumer is obviously undisclosed by the house. Some of the notes you're gonna have osmanthus, tobacco, leather. This one's a little bit smoky, but it's floral sensuality that gives you that aristocratic softness. The perfect segue for us just ending the Black Gemstone with scents that evolve. This one is a little bit linear on me, but I can't deny this is one of the best fragrances ever created. This is a compliment magnet. It's a hype beast. You know, oddly enough though, David, I hate to say this, it's extremely sexy, but in the opening,
Is there a fruity note in there?
there is a fruity note in there.
Syrupy?
Very syrupy.
I don't know. It kind of smells like medicine.
I knew he was going to say that. It does. I hate to say it, guys, it does, but this one is a compliment magnet. I didn't want something that was going to be easily cloned. I didn't want something that I was going to say, hey, you can go for Fragrantica and say this one smells like. I think this one has been cloned a few times. Nothing against clones, nothing against like some of the Middle Eastern houses that nail these pretty good, but at number 13, we had Blonde Amber from the house of Clive Christian. Coming in at number 12, my favorite number of all time, that's the number I wore for all sports, we have Doza, a 2022 release from the house of Narcotica, perfumed by Claude Deer. The notes on this one, caramel, amber, tobacco, and most importantly, oud. It's gonna be thick, syrupy gourmand smoke that's addictive and bold, and guys, trust me on this one, the women love this. Wow. My boy Darian, that looks like actually a Schlitz. Remember Schlitz beer? You're too young for that. It was like a bottle of Schlitz beer, man. Maybe got a lot of snow on the East Coast in Pennsylvania. I used to wear my Schlitz beanie I wear everywhere. This is a great fragrance. This is an extremely well-blended fragrance. Would you not say it's extremely well-blended?
It is well blended. Yeah.
Those are from Narcotica, guys. If you love amber, if you want to be a little bit more out of the box, those are from the House of Narcotica. Juice looks immaculate. Look at that. And guys, at number 11, I hated to put this one on there, but it's just so damn good. From the House of Xerjoff, we have Naxos, a 2015 release, and the perfumer on this one is officially disclosed. The notes: honey, tobacco, lavender. Need I say more? It's one of the best fragrances ever created, bar none. We have a realtor down in Orlando named Daniel. He's like the social media king of Orlando. He was showing us a house in, man, it had to be late spring, early summer this last year. And he was wearing this. It smelled beautiful on a Daniel. And a Daniel has this luscious black hair and a nice beard. It smelled great on you. I was not a fan of the lavender at first, but this one's just getting the juice is getting darker. There's a lot of prevalent fragrance reviewers that diss Xerjoff. I think Xerjoff is one of the best houses that's out there. You've got to be, things like Gao, Ceylon, they're difficult to wear, and that's what makes them unique. You look at fragrances like Richwood, Symphonium, they have some great fragrances, guys. I think they definitely have 75% hits and 25% misses. Guys, this is like the fine line between a barbershop fragrance, a Chypre, or gourmand.
It doesn't smell like it, but it reminds me of cherry vanilla code.
That's why we have you, David, to just completely contradict everything. Just on the cusp of our top 10, this is going to be Naxos from the House of Xerjoff. Now, as we come up on our top 10 fragrances of all time, this is the legacy layer. These are artistic, emotional, and each one of these has timeless craftsmanship. At number 10, oddly enough, we're featuring another Xerjoff. This is Alexandria 2, a 2012 release, perfumed by Chris Maurice. Some of the notes on this one, we're gonna get that oud, the sandalwood, a hint of rose. This is regal oud harmony that is calm, elegant, and commanding. I used to bike. We are in the biking capital of the world in Bentonville, Arkansas. So I used to road bike a lot. David, I wore this when I was cycling one day. And as I wrap up my day, in Arkansas, we have a lot of come and go convenience stores. I walked in there to grab a protein bar and a Gatorade Zero. I had 5 people from the time that I went to grab a Gatorade in the back of the store to the time I checked out asked me what in the hell was I wearing. Oddly enough, I'm pretty sure the sweat was pushing this fragrance to the maximum potency, but I was wearing Alexandria 2 from the House of Xerjoff. Why do I get like a clean root beer?
That's exactly what I get.
Clean root beer. Guys, Alexandria 2, number 10 on my all-time fragrances. Now, at number 9, we have Amouage's Decision. Just released on the cusp of 2024 again. Sorry guys, this is a Quinton Biche creation. Leather, incense, amber, and the profile on this one is going to be, it's a smoky, modern statement maker. It's bold, it's unapologetic, and it is for all seasons. All right, hate to use the word, what do the kids say now, glaze? David and I were glazing all over Amouage's Decision last week, and it really led me to put this into my top 10 fragrances of all time. This is a Swiss Army knife. You could rock this in the summer, spring, winter, fall. Oh my God, this is a beautiful fragrance. Number 9, we have from the House of Amouage, Chef's Kiss, Decision. Now, my number 8 fragrance of all time is Nichiane's Hasivat Oud, the 2023 release from Dominique Ropion. The Aventus Killer Pineapple Oud Patchouli. The profile is going to be fruity resins brilliance. It's both bright with just that right hit of darkness. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and spoil this for you. There's not going to be a Creed Aventus on this list. I'm always on Joma Shop, and I filter my releases from niche, and I click on new arrivals. I about busted a, a double horizontal, let's say. When I saw this on their new arrivals for under $200, guys, why do we all say guys anyway? Why does everyone say guys on, you gotta put this in the video. We gotta change that. Gentlemen, ladies, oh my God, bro, come on, bro. That's Aventus, a much better Aventus with oud. The oud is not animalic at all.
It smells very clean.
Would you wear that in the summer?
Yes.
I layered the shit out of this in the summer. I guarantee you can't see through that bottle, but I guarantee you it's like, there's 40% gone, easily. At number 8, from the house of Nishane, guys. Go for Hasibanu, be a little daring. Let's move on to number 7. From Chanel, we have a 2007 release, probably the oldest fragrance featured on this list. We have Coromandel. The perfumers, again, Jacques Paul and Christopher Chauvret. Same perfumer of Santal Magic School, oddly enough. The notes, patchouli, benzoin, white chocolate. This one is warm, glowing, spiritual patchouli. It is timeless elegance. Whew. You want to talk about a dent, and I bought this as a partial up to here. Believe it or not, I've only owned this fragrance since Thanksgiving last year. I made the mistake of taking my wife into Chanel when we were down at the Mall of Millennia in Orlando. What do you think I was doing while she was walking around in there? I was fragrance sniffing. Le Lion and Coromandel. Ladies and gents, the reason I left both Symphonium and Richwood off this list from the House of Xerjoff is because of Coromandel. A 2007 release. You gotta think, bro, we're coming up on 20 years of that fragrance being out. That is freaking insane. From the house of Chanel, from the less exclusives, we have Coromandel, my number 7 fragrance of all time. So in our number 6 fragrance of all time, we have Oud Satin Mood Extrait from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. Perfumed by Francis Kurkdjian himself, this one is Turkish rose to the utmost with violet and vanilla. This is a silky, sweet oud. It's extremely sensual and refined. Yeah, this one's been, this one endured a move. David just said, hey man, it looks like the top has some rust on it. And it actually looks like it does. It actually looks, it's getting a little rustic. Oud Satin Mood Extrait. This is one of my first forays into niche perfumery as well. After Santal 33. This might have been number 3. Now, got this in a sample set originally for Christmas. Wow, Turkish rose, guys. Turkish rose, Turkish rose, Turkish rose. And your MFK oud is not gonna be your animalic oud. I get more, it's gonna be more smoothed out, for lack of a better wording. This one does have BR 540 Central. I've told you guys about that fragrance. I'm warning you now. Oud Satin Mood Extrait. David, you smelt this in the kitchen. What'd you think?
I do get a little bit of oud, but it's not it's not animalic, I wouldn't say. I would say it's more.
You smell the rose? That Turkish rose is,
It's come to
fire, bro.
Rose and vanilla is at the top for me.
Yeah, it's a good point. I always forget to mention vanilla in this fragrance, but a lot of these fragrances you will see on a lot of top 25 lists, and man, they're here for a reason. These are timeless classics that stood the test of time, and they may not be mass appealing, but they're there for a reason. Taking us out of here for our luxury layers, we have NFK's Oud Satin Mood Extrait. Now, moving into another tier, which we typically don't feature in our previous videos, we had the Masters at number 5 through 2. These are your personal Mount Rushmore of fragrances. At number 5, we had my signature scent, Thomas DeMonico's Fuega Futura, a 2023 release. Perfumed by Marcus Bachmann. The notes on this one are gonna be mate, elemi, timu, pepper. At the heart, you're gonna have hay, absolute, smoked sage, incense, and in the base, we have sandalwood, ash, not the cypress. The profile is futuristic, resin glow, extremely spicy, extremely elemental, extremely smoky, and luminous. At number 5, we have my current signature scent. A lot of people don't like this. With that being said, I don't give 2 shits. Green, spice, herbal, sexy. I wore this in the summer a lot this year. I've been stopped many times asking me, what fragrance is that? So I own Raw Gold and I own this. Raw Gold could have been on this list too. If you want a better alternative to this to stay within the same house, you've got to track down Raw Gold. That's what Thomas DeMonico is known for, is Raw Gold. You know, as we're recording this is, my dad died in 2012 of multiple sclerosis. Today's his birthday, bro. Like, this is, God. My dad was like Hulk Hogan. My dad was always ripped. He had veins running out of his arms. We grew up on a dairy farm. I've never seen a dude just like, he was so strong, so big. Had the crowbar mustache, and bro, I used to make fun of him all the time for his crowbar mustache. Now look. This is one for my pops today. My number 5 fragrance of all time, Fuega Futura from the house of Thomas DeMonico. At number 4, we have The Night from the House of Frederick Malle, perfumed by Dominique Ropiard. You better love the oud, guys, if you want to check this one out. It is oud, amber, and rose. This is pure Middle Eastern power. It's primal and magnetic. Let me add opulent as well. You already know what time it is with this one. So from the Desert Gems Connection, I do not own Dawn. Somebody hit me up if they want to. I'm not going to pay full retail for that bottle right now. I'll trade you a pair of, if you're a size 13, 14, I'll trade you a pair of Tom Ford boots. I got some that are going to the real world anyway. Speaking of Pete Rock and CL Smooth's Mecca and the Soul Brother album, The Basement. At the intro of that song, the drums, by the way, Kanye West stole those drums for Runaway. He stole those drums from an interlude on this album. Pete Rock used to always like give a teaser of like, yo, look how dope I am. Look how I found this sample. Kanye looped those freaking drums and they became the drums from Runaway. Just like Kanye stole the drums from Dr. Dre's Explosive for This Can't Be Life, for Jay-Z's The Dynasty album, featuring Beanie Sigel and Scarface. God, bro. Always circling back around. At the beginning of The Basement, Pete Rock goes, feel the funk, baby. And it goes, dun, 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 dun. The night, you are gonna feel the funk. What do you think?
I feel the funk.
You like it?
It's growing on me.
Okay. The wear on this one was just, bro, I wore this in New York with my daughters and this one evolved and I'm rocking this in the city. And this one was so beautiful throughout the day. If you're 18 to 25, this may not be for you. So let's put that disclaimer out right now. From the House of Frederick Malle, another Dominique Ropiard creation, we have The Night. At number 3, we have Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum. I like this one a little bit better because it's a little bit more ramped up. The perfumer is Sonia Constant. Some of the notes where you get cardamom, coffee. Do your research on that one, guys. Amber, and the profile is going to be Gourmand Seduction. It is creamy, spicy, and extremely unforgettable. I do wish Tom Ford would like, somebody just tagged Tom Ford. Oh my God. Their clothing just fits me so good. Tall, lean, it's hard to find stuff that actually works, and their off-the-rack stuff, aside from the blazers, is just phenomenal. I went with the Parfum. Guys, I think this was released maybe 2022. You could drop it in the comments if I'm wrong. Believe it or not, David, what is this? This is not niche. This is considered to be what?
Designer.
This is a designer in our top 3. Noir Extreme has got to be one of the most elegant, sexy, not overly gourmand, spicy fragrances ever created. Cracking our top 3, a designer of all time. Tom Ford's Noir Extreme Parfum, I prefer. My number 2 fragrance of all time is Amouage's Jubilation 40 Man. Released in 2023, the perfumer is Bertrand Duchefort. The notes, obviously, blackberry, frankincense, opanax. Profile is resinous, royalty, deep, opulent, ceremonial. This is my special occasion fragrance. If you have Jubilation, if you have Jubilation 25, if you have Jubilation 40, guys, go with what is ever is gonna be most affordable for you, but you have to have this fragrance. I can't, sometimes I go back and forth. Should I put interlude on here? Should I do Jubilation 40? Should I do Jubilation 25? Should I do Jubilation? I've sold Jubilation 25, and I'm just sticking with this. A lot of people complain about the longevity on this one when it first released. It's fine. The only time I'm gonna rock this is a special occasion. If I'm in a crowded environment, I would wear this, okay? Because you're not gonna smell like anyone else in the room. What are the chances of you being in a speaking engagement where there's 60 to 80 people around you and be like, oh, you're wearing Jubilation 40? Oh, me too. None. And I go back and forth if this is in the number 1, and they do have some similarities, believe it or not. Be sure to check this one out. If you don't have it already, you're doing yourself an incredible disservice. David, what do you think of that one?
I like the King Blue better.
You like King Blue better than Jubilation 40?
I think so.
Please drop this down in the comments if you prefer King Blue over Jubilation 40. We gotta put a poll up on that. That's an insane take. And the moment we've all been waiting for, the Keystone, my number 1 fragrance of all time, Parfum de la Nuit. Number 3, a 2015 release from the House of Roja Parfums. Roja did his damn thing with this one. The notes on this would be leather, ambergris, lab denim. The profile, this is the apex of perfumery. The scent that should anchor your entire fragrance collection. Thinking I might have bought this Christmas Eve last year. I remember when I did buy it, Crew was just born. Well, I say Crew wasn't just 4, but he was maybe 6 months. I remember rocking him to sleep upstairs on Christmas morning, and I had my, I'm rocking him to sleep, and I have Joma Shop open with him, and my friend Ernest had said, hey, you gotta check out Sweetie Aoud. The name, I would think, oh, this is super feminine. Oh, hell no, that's a great fragrance. I get elements of Sweetie Aoud in this fragrance, oddly enough. So I think I went on Joma Shop that day. It was maybe, I think it was like more than half off, and I purchased Parfum de la Nuit number 3. If something ever happens to me, make sure this is in my cask. Make sure you just take it and just go. You know what? Jesus God. Jesus. It's not even a close second. It's not even close. It's not even close. What do you think?
I don't want to read this.
Are you shitting me?
It smells like the other one that has ambery in it. I do like a loaded in this one.
I get the loader.
I think he's only saying that because he's referencing the notes on Perfumer right now. But guys, that being said, hit me back, Start, I'll catch it for sure. I would catch this. I would jump off the roof with this cell. Slid down the roof on an icy wintry morning. Roses, Parfums, number 3. Guys, I know this was just re-released as De La Nuit or whatever the case may be. Check it out. My favorite fragrance ever created. Wrapping up this video, I did want to put a few honorable mentions in here. We're not going to speak at length on these, but we have 2 that just missed the cut. So obviously from the house of Orto Parisi, we have Mayamare, a chocolate sea salt. When I go to the beach, when I go overseas, oh my God, this is what I wear. Secondly, Plum Japonais. I refuse to pay $800 for this stuff. Why the hell they would discontinue this? I got a feeling that this may be re-released. And again, another discontinued gem. We have Fate Man from the House of Mouage, the cumin notedness, the brightness. Wow, Fate Man is elegance in a bottle. We featured this on our top 5 Mouages that no one really talks about. This is not a cumin note. Here you go, bro. Amazing. And lastly, this one barely missed the cut, and I'll tell you why. I put a lot of fragrances in this list that I was like, the first time I got a sniff of them, I was just like, holy crap, like what is that? And I need to have that right now. When I first smelled Rosanna Matou's number 5, I was blown away. Great fragrance, great date night fragrance. God, there's so many gourmands that are out there. That one just dials it back a little bit and amps up the masculinity and sexiness. Now guys, this is the beauty of owning a scent portfolio. It's alive, it grows with you, and it changes and evolves as you change and evolve. Out of 640 fragrances last night, according to Parfumo, these are the 25 that had stayed atop the list. These are the bottles that survived every purge in my life, every rotation, and every season. And remember, I don't keep the crappy fragrances. They're gone. They're long gone. I've traded. I just don't keep crappy ones around anymore. So what's here is curated greatness over the last decade. This list might evolve, but the discipline, the taste, the legacy, it's always going to remain in these top 25 fragrances. This has been Kaleidoscope Scent, the Scent Index. David, you better be ready, bro. Where confidence meets chemistry and every note
Compounds character.
Thank you for tuning in. This is the only long form video we're dropping this week. This is going to be a handful for David, so appreciate you, David. Appreciate you guys. I appreciate the comments, appreciate the feedback, even the negative ones.
And yeah, even the negative ones. What's up guys, I'm David, and I am the videographer and editor behind Kaleidoscope Scent Index. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for all the support that you've shown us so far. We started this venture a few months ago, and we are having an absolute blast with this whole thing. If you do like our content though, Eric doesn't say this very much, but hit that like button, hit that notification bell to be notified when new videos are posted, and please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us build this awesome community that we have started. So with that being said, thank you guys again, and I will be seeing you in future videos. Peace.
And again, you don't have to like us. You don't have to like our recommendations. We are always open to corrective criticism to make our brand better, to make our community better as well. So if there's things you would like to see a change on or see more of, please drop those in the comments, and we'd be more than happy to take a look at those, make adjustments if possible, and make this a better watching building experience for you guys.